What's up, guys? Thank you for coming back. Recently we've had a lot of storms in the area in Texas. We've had a lot of bad weather come through here, and so I thought it'd be really cool back in information on like what kind of goes on whenever your power or something goes out and you're not too sure what the process is. I had somebody who knew that information and kind of does that for a living, which is shrimp parks. And so he is just going to tell you like what he does on a daily and what his job title is at his job where he works.
I'm a distribution electrician, and pretty much, I mean, when your power goes out, it could be anything, a number of things. Drunk driver, or just bad weather conditions. Somebody runs into a pole, brings the power lines down, takes out your whole neighborhood. But a lot of times when it storms, it's the rain or it's the lightning. Lightning's probably the number one culprit, and it may be something as simple as just a fuse going out. That the lightning will strike a line and it'll travel down the line. We have fuses on the line to protect the transformer, so they'll blow open to protect the transformer and your power will be out. And it could be as easy as going up and refusing it and closing it back in. That's where you'll have your electricity out maybe for 30 minutes or an hour, and then it'll come back on. But I mean, I think everyone thinks electricity is just magic and oh my gosh, it's out. So
So
how come they can't get it right, just go flip a switch and get it right back on? It's not always that easy.
Yeah.
So, sometimes we're on call. So my job is, we build and maintain the distribution, electric lines and all the electric poles you see around town. So when I'm on call during storms and stuff, it's a lot of house calls, a lot of people's electricity goes out. We go find out what it is. It might be a bad transformer. A tree may have fallen over in the lines. We've got to get it all back up. So sometimes it could take an hour. Sometimes it could take 24 hours on, some jobs. And, for people that it's happened to, like at their house, they kind of understand what all goes into it. But if you're not, a lot of people just think it's simple. They should just be able to get the power right back on. Yeah. Which is not always the case. Sometimes.
So typically what happens is, say your electricity goes out, you get a bad storm. What's the process? Someone calls somebody, right?
So normally we'll be on call and dispatch. People will start calling in about their power being out in a neighborhood or something, and then dispatch will find out. A lot of times they can see it on their maps and stuff where lines go out. Okay. Then they'll also get phone calls. They'll dispatch a trouble truck out there to assess the damage, see what it is, and then they'll send us out, with new material, new transformers and stuff like that to come change it out. And so y'all get out there with all your materials, and then you, depending on what the job is, you either have to rebuild, stuff, you have to rebuild or a lot of line. Typically, what do you normally see when you go out there if it's bad weather? Broke poles, broken trees, pulling the power lines down, having to run new lines and transformers. I mean, but it's everything. It's every different scenario you see. So I would just say be patient, because they don't want to, I don't want to be out there in the rain any longer than I have to. Yeah. So, trust me, I know you want your power back on, but we're going to try and do as fast as we can, because we don't want to be there either in the rain. We'd rather be at home hanging out watching TV too. So Netflix. No. But so it's not a quick fix, like he said. It's not like you can go and turn your breaker on or something. Most of the time, there's a lot more that goes into it than just going and flipping some switch and your power being back on. Yeah. So definitely be patient with them, and if your neighbor has power and you don't have power, they may be on different circuits or different
okay.
lines. So, you know, sometimes people get aggravated because we've got these big noisy trucks next door and they have power, but then your neighbor doesn't have power and he's, you know, they have power, so they're aggravated that it's noisy and they can't sleep. But then you got to be considerate to your neighbor who may not have power and needs their power back on, you know?
Yeah, that's true. So it's not a, you know, a quick process. Storms, typically, that's, you know, you have lightning, you have thunder, you have lots of rain, and so it's gonna knock out your power. But that's what these guys are here for, is to get your power back on. So going out there and yelling at them and telling them to hurry is not gonna hurry up the process. But I think it's important and really good information for everybody to know who, you know, has families or kids, you know, in their house, and, you know, say your AC goes off and it's hot or whatever, you know, just prepare for situations like that. So what do you think people should do to prepare if there's bad weather and the electricity goes out? What do you think they should have available, you know, or handy to have?
And just your normal, you know, flashlights, candles, keep your refrigerator closed, which that's a lot of people's concern is their food going bad, but if you keep it closed, it's good for a long time.
Yeah.
You know,
and just keeping your doors closed, keeping all that
keep the house cool.
Yeah, cool air in and stuff like that. So that's a few
I mean,
tips.
generators, you could have a backup generator at your house, but those can also be kind of dangerous for people like us working on the line. But yeah, I mean, just your normal storm stuff.
I hope that helps you guys who, you know, have questions all the time. And I typically see, like, on Facebook or like Nextdoor, we have a Nextdoor app here around our neighborhood, when people are asking questions, you know, are you having trouble with your electricity? Is your electricity out? And, you know, it's a scary thing when stuff just goes out and you have no clue on what's going on and you start panicking. But I assure you that everything's fine, especially all the linemen that are out there fixing your lines. They're doing as much as they can to get it on for you because, like he said, they don't want to be out in the rain. They don't want to be out there drenched in wet clothes all night. So we have to say thank you to those guys who, you know, go out there and sacrifice their life or get your electricity on, you know. But, so anyways, I hope that helps you guys. And if you have any questions, please leave comments. I will get with him and see if he can answer any of your questions that you may have. But yes, I hope that helps you all. And thank you so much for coming on here and explaining a little bit of what the process is. All right, we'll talk to you guys later. Bye.